Hello, happy Friday. Happy sunny bright Friday. This is Delulu and this is your Delulu mini vlog. How are you doing, Monker? That's great to hear. Or not so great, I don't know. Personally, I'm always doing terrible, but what can I say? We have a little bit of a recording delay, of course. As you guys know, this is your substitute content for when we have any kind of mishaps with recording together. So I am here just to chat with y'all a little bit about the news and the plague that is everyone's For You page right now. Behind the scenes, Deliri and I, we keep in contact fairly well. And so we tend to kind of check in with each other a lot. So some of the things we're going to talk about today, all of the things we're going to talk about today are going to be, it's my opinion, but I am in a way speaking for us since Deliri cannot be here today. So just bear that in mind. She did bring up the JoJo Siwa situation. All I have to say is, JoJo, not now. Please, JoJo, why now? I don't think we needed that right this second. But no, Deliri was expressing some frustrations with it as well, and I just hope this isn't going to be her transforming and going towards, like, the alt-right kind of grifter pipeline, because I know that does tend to be, like, a part of the cycle, unfortunately, with celebrities nowadays. So I would hope that she doesn't do that. But part of me is like, well, perhaps the whole gender confusion thing kind of pushed them towards maybe an alt-right kind of situation. I don't know. We could speculate for days. We could speculate till we're blue in the face, right, babes? So, but, I mean, it's just JoJo being JoJo at this point. You gotta give it to her. She really has carved out her own path, because there is no one like JoJo. JoJo does her JoJo thing, and that's the only way I can explain it, so, but I'm not gonna linger on that too much. We didn't linger on it, certainly, I did see a couple funny TikToks about it, but the comedy aspect is just how the internet works at this point, but I know that we had mentioned in more serious news, how we were going to sorry, my cats are making noise downstairs. I know we mentioned that we are going to the Ethel King concert. That's going to be, in September, and we are still going. I know that there's been a lot of controversy, recently. And I want to start out by saying, like, I am not necessarily, I'm not necessarily, like, the target of the harassment or the main target of the harassment, but as a person of color, like, it does sting, but the first thing that Deliri had asked me when I brought this to her attention was, when was it from? And I think that for me and Deliri, at least, that always is a big part of the discussion, because it does have to be a discussion, Unfortunately, if the internet's gonna internet, then we can't act like we're blind, because that's part of creating more problems. We assess the situation and go from there. And it was quite a long time ago, 15 or so years, quite a long time. Not that that excuses any of it. However, barring in mind that we are the same age as Hayden, we have a bit of a unique perspective where we can kind of understand the position and the brain chemicals and everything that she might have been experiencing at the time of making, some inflammatory content. I'll let you guys look on your own. If you just look at TikTok and type that stuff in, you'll find it pretty quick. And it's very hard for us to judge, harshly, because honestly, guys, we were absolutely, we were menaces as kids. We were so bad. Like, the idea of saying things just to, like, upset people and be inflammatory, not lost on me, not lost on Deliri. We used to run down the streets of our town, like, screaming, like, jokes about, abortion and stuff. Like, we were terrorists. We were terrors, but that being said, it's not like that behavior was right or good or correct. And that does not excuse Hayden's behavior either. She's not excusing that either from the statement that I read. And yes, there is a statement out now. You guys can look at it as well, However, I do think, like, my frustration with this is obviously the mainstreamification of the ethyl cane concept, and the fact that this is kind of, not to sound like that kind of guy, but this is kind of niche art. This is art that handles subjects that hopefully not everyone understands. So the concept of it going mainstream is going to come with some pushback. She is an artist, and women artists are not usually well accepted by the mainstream, especially if their work handles anything that may come across as odd for a woman to experience. So I think that matters quite a bit. The allegations about her partner, I think that she said it perfectly fine. I think that's his thing to talk about when he feels like talking about it, when he's able to process that on his time. And again, like, he's not my partner. For somebody who has been, and that's my earlier point too, the allegations that are coming forth now are not new necessarily. Hayden has never hidden that she has had, a past in having to deconstruct her Midwesternisms, and that includes racism. Unfortunately, not everyone has the privilege of growing up with a progressive family, especially people from the Midwest. And I can attest to that too. I'm a Midwest kid too. My family is not very progressive. My family is not very progressive at all. And as somebody who identifies as non-binary, who, is part of the LGBT and trans community, I get it. It takes a lot of deconstruction. And her doing deconstruction at that young of an age and not quite getting there and going through that phase of rebellion to the point of inflammatization, I do understand that. I'm not saying that it's right, and I don't think she's saying that either. But That is a natural process, and you have to let people grow. You have to. Again, she's never hidden this. She's talked about this before. I don't keep up too much with the culture and the fandom just because I don't really like fandoms. I'm kind of in my older years. I know that's so silly to say. I'm in my 20s, but I'm kind of grown out of the fandom culture thing. And I'm a little antisocial. But I keep up enough to know that she's spoken about this before. To the point of her supposed merch. Even if it was merch, I see no issue with this, and I'll tell you why, personally. Now, I have personal trauma with the subject. I know that Hayden has stated that she does not, that it's just a concept that, a morbid curiosity, which is completely understandable. I have the same thing. I'm studying criminal justice for a reason. I like criminals. I like the concept of understanding them. Of course, I don't like crime, and she doesn't like that thing that happens to people, but it is a concept that she has spent time digging about. I get that. If the shirt was real merch, the reason I think that's perfectly fine is because, hello, have we lost the plot? Have you ever listened to her music? Do you know the concept? Is it not clicking for you? Are you not getting it? Are you serious? Like, what? Hello? Yeah, you can. Okay, that's fine. I would like to remind you that this is a common technique that artists use in order to deconstruct something that they cannot otherwise understand, that they are processing. And even though it is not her personal trauma, it is trauma that she is processing. So if she wants to make ironic, surely ironic art about the concept, that is perfectly fine, and you all need to grow the fuck up. Really, truly. Art is not supposed to be comfortable. Art is not supposed to be comfortable. Art is supposed to make you feel something, and sometimes the feel that you feel from art is uncomfortable. That is how it works. That is why protecting art is so important, because it is a reflection of feelings and honesty. It is not something that you are supposed to judge and curate and burn to a crisp with all of this silly little cancellation BS you want to do. That is not helpful to the movement. That is not helpful to women. That is not helpful to people. That is not beneficial to society. What you are doing is crushing art, and that is not okay. Grow up. So yes, we are still going to the concert. We have evaluated everything. Again, as a person of color, does it hurt? Yes. However, I understand it was 15 years ago, and I have never seen her do anything except support people of color, support the LGBTQ movement, support trans people, and just love her fans. She's so generous and kind to her fans, and that's something that I appreciate, because I think we all should realize now that celebrities are not our lapdogs, and they don't have to be nice to us. So yes, when they're nice to us, it's nice to be nice back. That's my rant for today. That's addressing those two things. I'm going to love you guys, and I'm going to leave you. I know we're having such a short time today, but I promise when we get back to it, we will have a much lengthier episode for you guys. We're going to talk about the vlog squad. We're going to talk about Jeff Wittick. Oh, he's such a daddy. I love him. He's so sexy. Jeff Wittick. I'm going to educate Delulu. We're going to have some fun, guys. I love you so much. Have a good day. Stay hydrated. Please. Stay hydrated. Stay safe. Never stop. Keep going. Keep your mouth open. Keep talking. I love you so much. Mwah. Bye, guys.